Hi, welcome to the Hannah G Knits podcast. I'm Hannah and thank you for watching. So, if you haven't watched before, welcome. If you're a returning viewer, thanks for watching again. I am Hannah. I am a knitter and a children's knitwear designer, and I live in North Carolina with my husband Phil and my son Ollie. Ollie is the inspiration for all of my designs and also the model for most of them. Right now it is the end of August, so it's very hot here and humid. That's our main thing in North Carolina. We're known for our humidity. So I wanted to record a special episode of what I'm looking forward to in the fall, because I know autumn won't start until September 22nd, I believe, but I'm just so excited for the whole season. It's my favorite season, and I'm just looking forward to knitting, cooler weather, and just spending time outside with Ollie. So I'll be sharing what I'm planning to knit for myself, and then what I'm planning to knit for my husband and my son. I'm not including any other work I might have on the calendar, like I have a few commissions and a sample knit coming up this fall, so I won't be including those, just things for my family, and I won't be including other gift knits for my immediate family. So just for me and Ollie and Phil. So we don't have a long autumn season here, but because it's my favorite, I love to celebrate it. And also I will, like, this is my fall knit list, but I'll probably knit it into the winter because our fall and winter kind of combined here where we live. So yes, let's get started. Okay, my number one plan for the fall is to finish this sweater. I promise this won't all be whips, but I do have this one. So I went to finish this sweater. I have shared about it on my podcast. I'm slowly making progress on the sleeve. And there's a whole other sleeve to do, but I finished the body. This is the Kerti sweater by Orlane of Tet Besh Knitwear, I believe. And I'm knitting it in Purl Soho Good Wool. Olive oil is the green. Heirloom white is the white, and I don't remember what the pink is, but it's very recognizable. If you go on the website, you'll be able to find it. So I have been working on this for a while actually, but it's not bothering me because I know that I don't need to finish it until it's cool enough, and it is not cool enough yet. So number one fall make, finish this sweater so I can wear it for like the 2 days of fall that it's cold enough. But I can wear it through the winter too. We don't have any like trips this fall, winter, like anywhere cold or anything, so that's okay. But I don't really have any like special occasion to wear it for. Maybe my birthday, if it's cold enough on my birthday, then it'll be a perfect birthday sweater. Okay, the second thing I want to make for myself this fall is out of this yarn. Put them both up. Okay. So originally I had gotten this, I was thinking about making it a contrast color in a colorwork sweater. I have a gold, but I'm working on the one I just was talking about, and I don't think I really need another colorwork sweater. I just am more of a like basics person. I've probably worn this white t-shirt like in every episode, so I'm definitely more of a basics knitter. I like to knit non-basics, but I only really wear basics. So I was thinking just one colorwork sweater for the fall would be good for me. So I have this gorgeous autumn and indigo, the color Urchin. It's American Ramule, maybe is how you say it. So I have 500 yards. It's fingering weight. It's called Local Fingering. I don't know if she still carries it. I got it from a sale, so I wasn't sure if it was like a out of stock sale or just like an end of season sale. So it's Local Fingering, and it feels so squishy. It's so squishy. So I was thinking this would be nice for a pair of long like gloves, not like gloves, but like fingerless mittens, maybe. So I wore fingerless mitts a lot when I was a kid. And when I went to college, they're just really helpful for walking around and still being able to hold your phone or your pencil or your book or whatever. So I was thinking, like, I know there's a lot of popular ones. There's like super simple penny gloves by Petite Knit. I kind of like the ones that are the 2x2 rib. I'm not necessarily like, I wouldn't turn down like a cabled, super beautiful pattern, but a lot of times those aren't like fingering. And so I was thinking I might have to hold it double, which is fine, or modify like the gauge or something. So if you have a favorite fingerless mitten pattern, let me know. I just think perhaps mittens might not be as practical, especially having Ollie too, just like easier to just have my fingers ready to go and grab Ollie or whatever we need to do, clean up messes or spills. So I'm very excited about this yarn though. I want to like save it. Part of me wants to save it. And part of me is like, no, just use it. Like, just use it, enjoy it. I absolutely love this color. It's like this pale purple. Can you see it? I'm trying to see. Okay, I think you can. It's like a gorgeous pale purple, and I absolutely love this color. I don't know if it looks good on me, but I think it will look great on my hands. I wear a lot of like dark green and black and denim in the winter, so I think this color will go really well with my current color palette that I already have. That's one of my goals for the fall, is to kind of match what I already have so that it can go seamlessly into my wardrobe. Yeah. Okay, another piece I am very excited about. I got this yarn, sorry if it crinkles. Okay, I got this yarn for my birthday. No, it was not for my birthday. I don't know what I'm saying. I got this yarn on a special trip to Charlottesville. We visited U Fibers and I'd always wanted to go. So we visited and I got this. It's knitting for Olive Merino and it's in the color Plum Rose. So we went in March, I believe, March or April. Just my husband and my son. We'd never been there, and it was just kind of like a fun kind of mountainy trip. We explored the campus there of UVA. We had a lot of good smoothies and bagels, basically what we get everywhere we go. Yeah, it was wonderful. We went hiking. Yeah, we didn't really learn a lot about the history there. I didn't really know there was a lot of history. I just thought there was a lot of great parks and bagels and smoothies. And anyway, it was our first little family trip and we had a blast. But anyway, I got this yarn at U Fibers and I kind of want to like remember the trip with the sweater that I make. So I don't know if anyone else does that. But I love to think about where I got the yarn from and what I was doing at the time. And we just had the best time on our trip as a little family of 3. And so I want to put this into a special sweater for the fall. But I don't really want to make another fingering weight sweater. So for Mother's Day, I got this. Which is Lang Suri Alpaca. And I got it from my local yarn store. My husband and Ollie took me there on Mother's Day and we got churros nearby. Oh, yeah, you can get churros nearby the local yarn store that we go to. And then we went to the yarn store and I picked this out. So I have enough yarn to put these together. They don't match perfectly, but I think they'll be nice. This is a little bit brighter, perhaps. I don't know if that's coming through, but this one's a little bit brighter and this is a little deeper, maybe. And so I think pairing them together will work okay. If my swatch doesn't work out, I don't really know what I'm gonna do because they don't really, I know Knitting for Olive has like a ton more colorways, so I could probably find a color that matched my Suri. But I had a pattern picked out And I wanted to make the Ingrid sweater by Petite Knit, which I'll show you up here. But I'm very confused. I've never used something like this before, so if you have, can you help me out? It says it's Aran weight. So I just like looking at it, I get confused. Like how is it Aran weight? Like it's so thin. So I thought when I paired them together it would just be like worsted or something, like the required yarn for that sweater. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I guess I assumed it was like mohair, and when you held it with something it wouldn't really make that much of a difference. But I don't know, I'm kind of stumped. I know I just need to swatch it, but I haven't had the heart to pull it out yet because it's Suri, so it's so warm and fluffy, and it's beautiful and soft, but it's very warm. So I haven't had a chance to swatch yet for that sweater. We'll see what I end up doing. I've read some people like the charts, some people don't like the charts. They feel like it's monotonous or they feel like it's interesting. It's hard to know what I'm gonna do. The other sweater I saw that I might use this for is the Tulip Guernsey sweater by Midori Hirose Knits. I love it. I'm obsessed. I want one for every season. It's so beautiful. Everyone makes the ranunculus by that designer, but I think I have to make this one. And I like the sort of maybe I-cord or thin neckband option, and I think I would wear that a lot. I'm trying to make pieces this fall for myself that are very wearable. I have found in the past, like I mentioned earlier, I really like the fun designs and cables and all of that, but I have a hard time pulling them off of my shelf or out of the drawer and actually wearing them because I'm concerned about them getting messed up and or like maybe they don't match. Like I have all of my basic shirts and so I was thinking like, oh, I could make another champagne cardigan because I wore that so much, but I don't really want to knit that again. So I want to make something similarly wearable, but also a little bit interesting to knit. I think I'm in the middle of like a process or product knitter, like right there in the middle. So I'm looking over at my closet, it's over there. Yeah, I can't decide. Trying to decide between the Ingrid or the Tulip Guernsey sweater. I wish that one of those came in a cardigan form. I might change my mind, but that's my plan right now, is the Tulip Guernsey sweater. I believe I have decided. I just love it. I can't stop looking at pictures of it. Put another one here. There's so many different ways you can knit it. It's beautiful. So I need to swatch, eventually when I decide to cast all these on. But I cannot wait. Did I say the color for this? It doesn't say the color. So I don't know what color. Similar to this one, but not quite. Okay, the last one that I have. This is so pretty. Can you see? Okay, so this is some Kelbourne Woolens Scout, and I'm sure you can tell, like I had it in a project and then I frogged it, and that's why it's all like, still has that stitch stuck in it. But I have like a lot of odds and ends because I use this yarn a lot, and then I just have extra. I think I'm gonna make something with this, but I'm going to hold it with this. Ooh, this is so pretty. Oh my goodness. This is Little Fox, Little Mo, and it's kid mohair and silk, and it's lace weight, and the color is Demelza. I'm not really sure. I can't really read it, so I don't know, but it's a gold, and then it has these kind of orange flecks in it, which I just noticed. But I'm gonna hold them together, and I think it will just be really nice, warm, cozy sweater. I want to make a cardigan out of this. So I was planning to make jacket number 1 by My Favorite Things Knitwear, but recently I have seen the discussion about her lack of size inclusivity, and I'll link the podcast where, I can't remember, Sarah Korean Knits maybe is her handle. She talks about it in a whole YouTube podcast. She also has some highlights on her Instagram. So basically she talks about how she's contacted My Favorite Things repeatedly and about raising the bust size that she grades to, and has been met with resistance from the designer. So I don't love that, and I don't have the pattern yet, and so I might hold out until she grades it to all of the bust sizes that are now standard, because like everyone should be able to knit a pattern. Like, I don't know, it's kind of confusing to me why you might not grade it, because then you're like excluding people on purpose. I don't know, it's confusing, but also straightforward. So I'm having a hard time because when I got this yarn, that was my intention, and I got it at a like end of winter sale at my local yarn shop. So I've had this in my stash for a while, which is okay with me. I don't mind holding on to stuff, but anyway, so I'm really torn right now about what to do. I think I might wait. I know everyone has different opinions on that, and so I'm not hosting a forum on like any kind of controversy or discussion about that. I'm just saying I'm having a hard time deciding what to do, because I think that everyone should be able to knit the things that they want to. So anyway, that's why I'm having a hard time. If you have a suggestion for a lace weight held with a DK weight cardigan with beautiful texture, let me know. I know Petite Knit probably has some. I'd like to branch out, but I've just knit her patterns before, and so I kind of like know what to expect. Like, I wish they had schematics, so I could know, how wide is the underarm going to be before or whatever, but she doesn't have that, unfortunately. So I'd like maybe to find an indie designer, because I know they're probably more likely to have schematics available or more information about sizing. Anyway, that was a rabbit trail that you did not ask for. But that's why I'm having a hard time. I know this was my fall plans knit list, but now I'm over here trying to decide if I'm actually going to knit this. So the good news is I won't need it for a long time here, because it won't be cold enough for this for a long time. Like 3 months, 4 months, so I'll definitely have time to knit it. I think that this is Sunflower Heather by Kelbourne Woolens Scout. This is another one of my absolute favorite yarns. People say they have like workhorse yarns, so this is definitely one of mine. I like to use this for gifts. I like to use this for hats, or I made my husband a slipover out of it, so I highly recommend it. It's not superwash, I don't think, but it's also not really rusticy. So if you have someone that might be sensitive, but also they don't want it to be superwash, I feel like this is a good option. I have always been really happy with it. So I think that's all of my personal fall knits. It's not very many. I'd like to knit a bunch more. I have so many patterns in my queue. I just found this in there. That's why I was looking over. I have like 3 or 4 of these. No, just three. So maybe I need to make something with this. So one of the questions like I had asked myself this winter was, how many hand knit sweaters do I really need? So basically I don't need any sweaters because I love sweaters so much. So I have like a bin full of ready to wear sweaters that I have just collected over the last like 5-10 years, probably. Yeah, definitely. And that I love. Like, I love wearing sweaters. Basically all winter I'll just be wearing a sweater. So anyway, so I don't really need a lot of sweaters, but I enjoy spending the time on knitting. I feel like I'm getting a glare. Let me close this window. Okay, now it's a little dark, but it's okay. I enjoy spending my time on knitting and spending time, you know, in the fiber world, Instagram and YouTube and all of that. So I like to be part of it, but I was just thinking, like, how many do I actually need? So trying to be mindful of that. Maybe just like 3 sweaters. Like, that sounds like a lot, because I don't know. I'm not sure. But I was thinking maybe I need a basic one out of this, like just a very simple pullover, like everyday sweater. Yeah, that would be really cute. Okay. Well, now I'm going to add this to my fall knit list. I'm trying to think, what's a DK weight simple everyday sweater that I can make? I'll find something. There's a lot out there, I'm sure. Okay, so that's all of the ones that I had planned for myself. So moving on to what I'm going to knit for my husband. Okay. Sorry for more crinkling. Okay, I have this. This is the Knitting for Olive Heavy Merino. It's absolutely beautiful. The color is Marzipan. I don't think I've ever had actual marzipan, but on the Great British Baking Show, the junior one just came to Netflix, and they all use marzipan a lot. And I told my husband that we're going to start needing to use that because it sounds really good and everyone seems to like it. So he's hoping to start baking a few things, so maybe he'll put some marzipan in his bakes. So anyway, I got him this, and I'm trying to decide still if I want to hold it with something or just keep it just this. This is what I made my champagne cardigan out of, and I'm really happy with it, how it feels, how it wears. He's a little more sensitive to yarn. He likes it to be softer, and I know, like, this isn't the most soft. I mean, it's merino. It feels nice. Like, I would wear it next to skin, but I don't know if he would. But anyway, I'm planning to make him the sill slipover. And I saw a really awesome modification, so I'm going to ask him if he wants a V-neck or a crew neck. So I saw a modification on Ravelry, and yeah, I just really liked it. She put her notes in on her pattern page, and so yeah, I think I'm going to make that. For him, I think it'll be nice over his button-down shirts for work, or like he wears a lot of long-sleeve t-shirts in the winter with jeans, and so just like that would dress it up a little bit and keep him warm. So he likes vests too. Anyway, I don't know what size to make because, again, my issue with Petite Knits is she doesn't include any schematic or anything, and my husband, like, he's very tall, so he's 6'4", and but he's very, very thin, and so he has broad shoulders but very, very narrow, like, waist, very skinny guy. And so yeah, I just don't know what size to choose. Like, he could even benefit from like some waist shaping, because a lot of times his clothes will like bag out at the back because he doesn't need an extra large like in the anywhere past right here. So I am not sure, like, if his circumference is more of like a medium, will it fit his extra large shoulders? Should I cast on extra large shoulders and then decrease or increase to like a size medium for the circumference? If you have any experience modifying patterns for someone who has that sort of shape, let me know. I don't usually modify patterns for myself to be across different sizes. If he wants to wear this like workplace, professional, that kind of thing, I want it to fit well and to look nice for him. So anyway, that's my struggle. I liked this sill slipover because it has a beautiful texture on it. I'm trying to think why else I liked it. I don't know, I just liked it. I like texture, but it's not like a brioche or something where it eats up so much yarn, because for him I'm already buying a lot of yarn. In the back of my mind, I'm wondering if I should just buy like some drops kid silk and hold it together with this and just make him a full sweater. I don't know. He runs warm, so he doesn't wear a lot of sweaters necessarily in the winter. And so he also doesn't want me to knit him a sweater because he knows it would be an undertaking because just like the sizing and the amount of yarn and all of that. But I want to make him one day. I just have to convince him that he wants one. So we'll see. But right now my plan is to make the sill slip over with the V-neck modification. And yeah, I think it would be cute. I have been inspired by like, oh gosh, who is it? I really like that look, like a almost librarian kind of chic hipster, but not really. I don't know what it is. I'm sure there's one word for it. I don't know it. I don't know men's fashion very well, but I like that style. So I want to make this for Phil, and hopefully he will like it. I think I should get started because he could wear it in the fall. He could wear this in the office. He's super cute. I know he would tell everyone that I made it too. He's like my number one, tells everybody that I love to knit. So that is what I'm gonna make for him. And I think, like I said, it was gonna be a Christmas gift, but I think I'll just give it to him. And the second thing I want to make for him is also for my son. I have this gorgeous yarn. So pretty. This is just such a beautiful purple. This is Purl Soho Worsted Twist Merino wool. Yeah. Oh, it's called Wild Lupine, which my sister told me is a flower, and it's this color, like maybe in Texas. I'm sad I didn't know that because I didn't know that because I studied horticulture in college, so I definitely should have remembered that. I did not, but it's okay. So I want to make them hats. I think that would be so cute. I have 3 of these, so I'm not too worried about running out of yarn. So I want to make Philip and Ollie matching hats, because I love matching, but not necessarily like conventional per se. Just like, you know, similar or like matching hats like that. I think that's so cute. And Ollie and I have matching shirts, which I just wore. Oh, this is a side note detour. One of our local yarn shops in the area, Downtown Knits, it just closed. The owner's retiring, so yay for her, sad for literally everyone else. But they have been there for like 13 years, I think, in downtown, Downtown Knits. And anyway, so we went there yesterday to check out their closing sale. It was only the second day the closing sale was going on, and they were almost out of everything, which is awesome for Michelle. But Ollie and I went, and he was wearing like a little shirt. It said Tiny Gardener. And then I had a shirt and it said Garden Mama. And so I like that kind of matching. And yeah, he was showing everyone. He thought it was the cute, like, he was like, my shirt, Mom's shirt, we match. He's very proud of his shirts lately. Like if he has a helicopter or Mickey Mouse, or what else does he have on his shirts lately? I don't know. He's just very proud of them. He likes to show them off. So very cute. Anyway, congratulations to Michelle. But also sad, moving back to this yarn. Okay, I want to make them matching hats, and I don't have a pattern in mind. I think it might just be a last minute decision because there's always hats coming out in the fall. Like everywhere I look, there's always hats. I want like to be cabled, textured, that kind of thing, but still like not color work or anything too dramatic, just like a well-fitting cabled hat I think would be nice. So I know Sari Nordland is coming out with a couple right now. I've seen them in testing. I believe there's a new one in Lindsey Fowler's Salt and Timber book. Yeah, there's just a lot of really good hats. Brooklyn Tweed has like a ton of hats. I know Kelbourne Woolen has a lot of like heavier weight hats, patterns. So I was also considering designing one for them and perhaps putting it out in like the beginning of 2023. That would be like my first adult pattern. So I'm not sure, but I want to make them a hat that matches. And if there's an extra one, maybe I'll make myself one. We can all have matching hats. That might be too much matching, but maybe coordinating. My hat is purple that I made myself last year, so it might match a little bit. So this is Purl Soho Worsted Twist Wild Lupine, and I haven't picked a pattern, but I'm planning to do that for them. My husband really likes purple. He picked the color, and so hopefully Ollie will too. Okay, so the last thing that I have on my fall knit list is another to finish. I've already started it. If you've been following along, you've probably seen it as well. Oh, check out my bag. Can you see it? My husband got this for me as part of my Mother's Day gift. It says Hannah G Knits. It has like my little logo on it. So sweet, so supportive. Okay, so I've already started this and I posted it. It's a pattern that I have right now that's my own, that's in testing, and I'm making Ollie the second sample. So the first sample I knit was size 6-year, just because I tend to knit the size for Ollie as my sample for my designs, because it's practical for me, because he can wear the sweater that I make, and then I can use it for photographs and all that. So anyway, I made the 6-year because I often just knit the baby sizes, and then people may not know it's for kids of all ages. So now I'm going back and I'm knitting an 18-month size, 18 to 24 month size for him. So this is the snow globe sweater. Yes, I said it's in testing now, so you probably see on my Instagram different versions of it. So it's a circular yoke sweater with both like lifted increases and also raglan increases. I find those tend to fit a little bit better when there's both kinds, and so I added both of those, and I'm almost done with the color work chart, but really it's just waiting on me winding another skein of yarn up, and I have to do that when Ollie's not there because he's kind of obsessed with the yarn winder. But he doesn't have a lot of practice with it, so he might kind of make the yarn go everywhere. So I am using 220 Superwash Sport. Yes, I got this from my local yarn shop, Freeman's Creative. There is a ton of Cascade yarns there right now, so if you like Cascade but you want to support local, great option. I'll put the link to their shop in my description box. So yes, this is what I'm using, Superwash Sport. They just had this when we went to the shop and Ollie picked out the colors, and so yeah, he picked them out, and I just wanted to make a sweater that would be just for him, special for him. It's probably more of like a sweater for like a special event, so like he could wear it to I don't know, like a Christmas parade, although those are usually really hot here, or like a Sunday for church or something like that. Less of like an everyday wear sweater, which is okay. He has an everyday wear sweater already. So yeah, I'm very excited. Most of the kids that are getting these sweaters from the test are little girls, and so there's a lot of like pink and purple and like mohair, and it's just so cute. I just like love seeing the different versions knit up, but yeah, I like this blue one for Ollie. The original sample, if you haven't seen it, I'll show you. Sorry, more crinkling. It is white with blue, and it has this corrugated ribbing. Honestly, like, it'd be really cute if he wore this. Like, it would definitely be oversized, but what's not to love about an oversized sweater? I might put this on my nephew Micah. It might fit him better, and they can wear them together for the model pictures. I don't know. Wow, I need to make myself one. Okay, that's actually really cute. Maybe I do need to make myself one. I envisioned it because of like the design inspiration was kind of like vintage ski sweater, and like, not that we're big skiers or anything, we're not. We've like, Phil and I have gone together just once, and I think that was his first time, so we spent a lot of time like drinking hot chocolate and like not a lot of time skiing. But anyway, yeah, that was the inspiration. It was like vintage ski sweater, also like simple color work, because, you know, it's a kid sweater. I didn't want to have like a ton of colors or a ton of floats, that kind of thing, and so I like just having the simple and the baubles, because who doesn't love baubles? Of course, you don't have to do baubles if you don't want to. You can just do a stitch. So yes, this pattern should come out in October. I'm hoping to release it probably my birthday's in October, so I might put it around my birthday because it's kind of like my favorite pattern I've made, so that would be a nice celebration if it does well. If not, I'll just forget about it, but hopefully it will do well. So anyway, Snow Globe Sweater is the name, and you can follow the hashtag. I haven't put the information up on Ravelry yet because it's still a while out, but I'm very excited about this one. Also, first time doing corrugated ribbing. Where has this been hiding my whole life? I love it. I'm obsessed. It doesn't stretch like not real ribbing. It doesn't stretch like conventional ribbing. So I use the regular, you know, same size or whatever, but I kind of love it. I kind of feel like all my sweaters need it now. Well, all of Ollie's sweaters. It might be too much color for me, but for Ollie, he can enjoy that. So, yeah, so let me know what you're planning to make this fall. Or if what you're planning to make for someone you love. I want to hear about that. I love seeing new patterns. That's part of the reason I love watching knitting podcasts, is because I get to see what other people are making and hear about new designers and new patterns. So I'd love to hear if you have a favorite designer for fall knits, or if you've knit one of the patterns I talked about today. Let me know what you think. I will catch you next time. It might be a few weeks, but I will see you then. Happy knitting.